We drove 4 hours for pie. Was it worth it?
If you decide to celebrate Pie Day like us, you do it the only way that makes sense, by driving 4 hours across the state of Utah for a slice of pie. And not just any pie, we're talking about making a full day trip out of it. No overnight, no real plan, just vibes, a destination, and a very specific craving. Our alarm went off way earlier than it should have, like offensively early. And for a second, laying there, I genuinely questioned all of my life choices. Like, who wakes up before sunrise to go get pie? But then I remembered, we do. And honestly, that's kind of our thing. If there's a slightly unhinged way to turn something small into an adventure, we're probably going to find it. And let's be real, early mornings are tough, no matter if it's a work day or an adventure day. Since we planned this last minute, I didn't do any pre-trip packing, so I resorted to putting everything together before I had any coffee. And that truly deserves a medal, if I'm honest. I may or may not have stared at my gear wall for several minutes, trying to remember what I was even doing. I'm not even quite sure what I had decided to bring with us, but don't you worry, I was prepared. I think. Then we threw everything in the car. Layers, snacks, way too many just-in-case items. And then there's our dog, Shadow, who the second we start moving around knows something is happening. She has no idea where we're going, no idea how long we'll be gone, just pure, unquestioned enthusiasm. Honestly, a mindset I'm trying to adopt. We loaded up the car, did the classic, did we forget anything? Check, like 3 times, and finally hit the road. Our goal? Capitol Reef National Park. Opening day for Pie Day, and some of the best pie that you can get your hands on. And I would know. In 2024, I went to Capitol Reef for pie 7 times. Yes, I know I have a problem. And we timed it so we'd be driving right as the sun started coming up. Everything feels quiet, like the world hasn't fully woken up yet. The roads are empty, the light is soft, and it almost feels like you're getting away with something. Like you've given yourself permission to just go. Of course, no road trip is complete without a gas station stop. And somehow, every single time, it turns into more than just gas. Suddenly, you're inside debating snacks you don't need, grabbing drinks, stretching your legs like you've been driving for 10 hours instead of 45 minutes. But then, obviously, Starbucks. Back on the road, music up, windows cracked just enough to feel the air, and slowly, the scenery starts to change. That's one of my favorite things about driving through Utah. It just never stays the same. You go from city to suburbs to these tiny towns that feel like they exist in their own timeline. Blink and you'll miss them. But they're there. Little signs of life in the middle of nowhere. And then eventually, you start to see it. The colors shift. The greens fade out and the reds start coming in. The rock formations get bigger, bolder, more dramatic, and that's when you know you're getting close. It's like the landscape is slowly building up to something, like it knows where you're headed before you even get there. Regardless, it was nice to get away for a day. Sometimes it's not just about driving 4 hours for pie, it's about having a reason to get out, to go somewhere new, and to make a random weekday or weekend feel like something you'll actually remember. And somewhere between the coffee, the gas stops, the music, and the miles, you realize this is the good part, the in-between. The part people usually skip. Anyway, next stop, pie. Welcome to the Gifford Homestead, aka the most iconic pie stop inside Capitol Reef National Park. Pulling up, it honestly feels like you've stepped back in time. Like, this isn't just a quick grab and go situation, it's a whole experience. You've got this historic farmhouse surrounded by orchards, red rock cliffs in the background. It's kind of unreal. And the wild part? This place used to actually be a working homestead. Like, families lived here, farmed here, built their lives here, and now people come from all over just for the pie, which honestly feels like a pretty great legacy. And inside, it's part museum, part bakery, part little general store. You've got handmade goods, local items, shelves that feel frozen in time, and then of course, the pies. And not just 1 or 2 options, we're talking fruit pies, seasonal flavors, basically the kind of decision-making pressure that I'm really not prepared for. I grabbed our slices, found a spot outside, and took just a second, because this is the part you don't rush. You know when food is so good it just stops the conversation? Yeah, that. The crust is flaky, the filling is perfectly sweet without being too much, and somehow it tastes even better knowing where you are. Like, could you get pie somewhere else? Sure. But could you get this pie here? After a road trip surrounded by cliffs on opening day? Absolutely not. And I think that's why it just hits different. It's not just dessert, it's the whole experience. The drive, the build-up, the setting, the people all doing the exact same thing you are in that moment. Just being there for something simple and really, really good. and honestly, worth every mile.
How is it?
Oh, it's delicious.
Here, meet Shadow, who did absolutely nothing to plan this trip, drive this far, or make any decisions whatsoever, but somehow still ended up with pie. Zero contribution, maximum reward. If there's just one thing about Shadow, it's that she fully lives in the moment. And honestly, we could all learn something from that. Alright, pie secured, and honestly, that alone would have been enough to call it a perfect day. But we weren't done yet, because when you drive all the way out to Capitol Reef, you don't just turn around and go home, you keep going. So we packed back up, did one last look at the cliffs, and hit the road towards Hanksville. And almost immediately, the scenery starts to shift again. Out of nowhere, it starts to feel like you're not even on the same planet anymore. Utah does this thing where every hour of driving feels like a completely different place. One minute you're in orchards and canyon walls, and the next you're surrounded by these massive rolling formations that look like the surface of the moon, which is exactly why our next stop is Moonscape Overlook, and getting there is part of the adventure. You turn off the main road, hit dirt, and suddenly it's just you, your car, and a whole lot of nothing. No signs, no crowds, no real indication that you're going the right way, just trust, which is equal parts exciting and slightly concerning. But that's kind of the fun of it. We decided that this was the perfect lunch spot, because how often do you get to sit on the edge of something like this and just eat? And I think that's what makes days like this so good. You start with something small, like a slice of pie, and somehow it turns into this full day of exploring places you didn't even fully plan for. One stop leads to another, and before you know it, you're somewhere that feels completely off the grid. And for a little while, nothing else really matters.
We drove 4 hours for pie. Was it worth it?
Yes. Absolutely yes.
Shadow, was it worth it? Yes. Okay.
No time for lunch when you're an Instagram wife. Oh, sorry, there's time for lunch.